My talk is on my husband's Uncle Mel TerAvest. He was born in 1913 and died in 1980 at the age of 67. He lived his entire life in Coopersville at 250 Danforth Street as a child and then 322 West Randall as an adult. Graduated from Coopersville High School in 1931. Shortly after graduating, can everybody hear me? Okay. Shortly after graduating, he owned and operated a service station at 264 Main Street with Dr. Bill Ball, who was a veterinarian in Marne too. That building is now called Coopersville Car Care. Mel always kept busy trying new jobs, often 2 or more at one time. In June of 1937, he was working at that service station with the one on Main Street with Ray Hastings, delivering fuel to customers out in the country. The Coopersville Observer ran a story about Mel and Ray narrowly escaping serious injury, possibly death, while delivering fuel to the C.C. Lilly Farm, which is about 3.5 miles south of town. A severe wind, hail, and rainstorm swept through the country. Mel and Ray had just backed the delivery truck up to a shed to make the usual delivery and had just climbed back into the delivery truck when the building collapsed, burying the truck and both men in the debris. Fortunately, that truck had a steel top cab. An issue of the Grand Rapids Herald at that time ran a story and picture of the damaged truck also. But that isn't the end of Uncle Mel's story. If that wasn't enough excitement, Mel joined the Coopersville Fire Department. In 1939, the fire station was at 276 Main Street, which is now Corte Body Shop. In 1940, while on the fire department, he was on a committee to purchase a brand new 1940 Ford open cab fire truck. That was a big story at the time when Coopersville bought the new truck. John, my husband, Mel's nephew, has a story often told by the firemen that served with Mel. It seems like Mel was known for driving the new truck as fast as he could get it to go. One day, Mel was driving that truck to a scene of a large fire, and of course, driving as fast as he could get it to go. Headed north on Center Street, that's up here, and coming to the stop sign at Cleveland, he wanted to turn left. The brakes gave out, and he ended up in Charlie Taylor's front yard. That is just to the east of the cemetery. Well, not to be slowed down responding to the fire call, he just backed that truck up and kept right on going, without brakes and probably 3 firemen on the back end because they all hung on for dear life. That truck, sometime in the 1970s, was sold many times over and ended up in Petoskey, Michigan in terrible condition. John and I brought it back home to Coopersville, but we did it when it was dark because it was so ugly and in such bad condition we were embarrassed for it to be seen, so we did it when it was dark. We restored it and used it in 4th of July parades and Memorial Day parades and stuff, and there's our family on there. We had a lot of fun with that. In 1947 to 1951, Mel, along with Mr. Jim Cook, operated a soda bar called Century Soda Bar in the old Century Bowling Alley. Remember me saying Mel held many jobs at the same time? Service station, soda bar, fire department. 1950, Mel moved his business from Main Street to Randall Street with a partner, Harry Rush, starting another new business. That was right where Busby Repair is on Randall Street now. Then in 1956, Mel was elected president of the village of Coopersville because Coopersville didn't become a city until 1963. Mel served as president until then, in 1963. While he was president of Coopersville, the phones, you couldn't call long distance direct dialing. You had to go through an operator. Long distances calls had to go through that operator. Well, that changed June 18 of 1961. Mel was the first one to make a long distance direct dial call at 2:01 a.m. He called his brother Paul TerAvest in Ripton, California. Mel, as busy as he was, also found time, and we never knew this. He also found time to serve as a special deputy for the Ottawa County deputies, and we never knew that. Aunt Billy had given us this after Mel died, had given John this, and that was tucked in there, and we just never paid attention to it until we took it off our wall for the presentation, and by gosh, during his lifetime of new jobs and always trying new opportunities, at one point he did try to work at General Motors in Grand Rapids. But Mel did not like the repetitive work or being away from Coopersville for a whole day. But he did end up meeting Billy, here's his bride. He did meet Billy. They married August 23, 1941. Despite Mel being a staunch Republican and Aunt Billy being a staunch Democrat, their marriage lasted for 45 years. They never had children, but all 18 nieces and nephews can tell you he was the most fun, best uncle you could ask for. So.